Breaking. A brand new $900 stimulus check update is here, and it could mean extra money in your pocket if you qualify. The latest announcement reveals exactly who's eligible and when these payments will arrive, giving millions of Americans a much-needed boost in the months ahead. This new payment comes as part of ongoing relief efforts aimed at helping seniors, low-income families, and others struggling with rising costs. The eligibility rules are specific, and the payment schedule is already taking shape, meaning you'll want to know right now if your name is on the list. In today's update, we'll walk you through the qualifications, the exact payout timeline, and the steps you may need to take to ensure you don't miss out on your $900 stimulus. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss critical updates that could help you or your loved ones receive the benefits you deserve. The burning question on everyone's mind is, who exactly qualifies for this new round of stimulus payments? Let me break it down for you in detail. Unlike previous stimulus packages, this one comes with some unique twists and turns that might surprise you. The eligibility criteria have been significantly adjusted to target those who need it most, but here's the interesting part: even if you didn't qualify for previous payments, you might be eligible this time around. First and foremost, individual taxpayers earning less than $75,000 annually will receive the full $900 payment. For heads of household, that threshold increases to $112,500, and married couples filing jointly can earn up to $150,000 and still receive the full amount. But don't click away just yet. If your income is higher, there's a gradual phase-out system in place, meaning you might still qualify for a partial payment if your income falls within certain brackets. What's particularly noteworthy about this round of stimulus checks is the expanded eligibility for dependents. Previous packages had age restrictions, but this time, there's no age cap. This means college students, elderly dependents, and adult dependents with disabilities are all included. This is huge news for families who've been struggling to support multiple generations under one roof. But here's something many people don't realize: there are several new categories of eligible recipients that weren't included in previous stimulus packages. For instance, essential workers who maintained employment throughout the pandemic but earned below a certain threshold might qualify for additional support. Similarly, individuals who experienced significant income reduction in 2024 compared to their 2023 tax returns might be eligible, even if their previous income would have disqualified them. Now, let's address the timeline question that's probably keeping you up at night: when will these payments actually hit your bank account? The IRS has streamlined its distribution process based on lessons learned from previous stimulus rollouts. If you've already got direct deposit set up from previous tax returns or federal benefit payments, you're in luck. The first wave of direct deposits is scheduled to begin within weeks of the official approval. For those wondering about paper checks and EIP cards, don't worry, there's a clear schedule in place. The Treasury Department has implemented a new system to expedite the mailing process, with checks being sent out based on income levels, starting with the lowest income recipients. But here's a pro tip: if you haven't already, setting up direct deposit now could significantly speed up your payment delivery. Let's talk about documentation, because this is crucial. What papers do you need to have ready? While the IRS will primarily use your most recent tax return information, there might be cases where additional documentation is required. This is particularly important for those who've experienced significant income changes or life events that could affect their eligibility. One aspect that's generating a lot of buzz is the special consideration for small business owners and self-employed individuals. If you fall into this category, there are specific provisions that might affect your eligibility. The package includes adjustments for business losses and income fluctuations that are more generous than previous stimulus programs. Here's something that might surprise you: there are actually several ways to potentially expedite your payment. While the standard distribution process follows a set timeline, certain circumstances might qualify you for priority processing. For instance, individuals who can demonstrate immediate financial hardship might be able to access expedited processing options. But let's address the elephant in the room: what about taxes? Many people are wondering if this $900 payment will be considered taxable income. The good news is that, like previous stimulus payments, this is technically an advance tax credit, which means it won't be counted as taxable income on your next tax return. However, there are some important considerations regarding how this might interact with other tax credits and benefits you might be eligible for. One crucial detail that's flying under the radar is the impact on government benefit recipients. If you're currently receiving Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA benefits, or other federal assistance, this stimulus payment won't count as income for determining your eligibility for these programs. This is a significant relief for many beneficiaries who were concerned about how this additional payment might affect their existing benefits. One interesting development is the special provisions for recent college graduates and young adults who were previously claimed as dependents but are now independent. This group has often fallen through the cracks in previous stimulus programs, but there are now specific considerations for these individuals. The rollout of these payments also includes new tools and resources to help you track your payment. The IRS has upgraded its Get My Payment tool with new features and improved functionality. I'll explain exactly how to use these resources to stay informed about your payment status and what to do if you encounter any issues. For those who might have missed out on previous stimulus payments, there's good news. This package includes provisions for claiming previous stimulus payments you might have been eligible for but didn't receive. This is particularly relevant for people whose circumstances changed significantly during the pandemic. Let's talk about appeals because this is important. What if you believe you're eligible but get denied? There's a specific process in place for appealing decisions regarding stimulus payment eligibility. Understanding this process could be crucial if you find yourself in this situation. Here's something particularly interesting: there are special considerations for mixed status families and non-citizen residents. The eligibility requirements have been adjusted to be more inclusive, potentially benefiting many families who were excluded from previous stimulus programs. Looking ahead, it's important to understand how this payment might affect your overall financial planning. While $900 might not seem like a life-changing amount to some, strategic use of these funds could have a significant impact on your financial stability. I'll share some expert suggestions on how to maximize the benefit of this payment based on your specific situation. For those who might be helping others navigate this process, such as elderly relatives or those without internet access, there are specific resources and procedures in place. Understanding these can help ensure everyone who's eligible receives their payment as quickly as possible. It's also worth noting the economic impact these payments are expected to have on local communities. Economic experts have provided interesting insights into how this targeted stimulus might affect different regions and demographic groups differently. As we wrap up this comprehensive overview, remember that staying informed is crucial. The situation continues to evolve, and there might be additional updates or changes to the implementation process. That's why it's so important to stay connected with reliable sources of information.